So Wright Medical is an orthopaedic company, and we focus on extremities and biologics. And my role is basically to manage the sales training effectiveness program, so to implement sales training, to implement the procedures that are involved in improving sales effectiveness and confidence within the sales force. So the particular issue, and I wouldn't call it a problem that we were trying to solve really, was that we were a blended company. So we had merged with Tournier recently, and Tournier had their own sales processes. Wright Medical were already utilising Miller Heiman in some ways, and so we wanted to bring the sales team together and so that they could have one blended program and understanding one language and one way of speaking and communicating to their managers and asking for resources needed. So we decided to use the blended training, which is the blend of conceptual and strategic sales. And there was a number of reasons that we chose to do that. So number one was the digital online learning, so that any participant would come already prepared to any sales training. The reason this was important for us was to enable the sales team to leave with the ability to make a change already on that same day with issues that they were facing within their sales. It worked really well, especially when they had put in the effort to do the pre-course work. So when they came with a really good structured set of issues that they were facing within single sales objectives, we were able to work with them in overcoming the barriers that they found they were having every day. And so we were able to put in place methods immediately that they could take back with them into their sales force straight away. I think for me, as well as sales improving, the fact that the sales force were feeling much more confident, much more capable, the fact that they were able to communicate their needs to their managers so that resources were more easily readable for them, the fact that they could qualify their single sales objectives more specifically, so we were saving time and saving money, that for me was probably the simplest and most effective issue that we overcame quite quickly. For me, I really enjoyed working with the Miller Heiman Group, and it's an ongoing collaboration. So everyone that I have engaged with, from the service team who are sending out the resources and the materials, to the individuals that I actually worked with, have been, for me, one of the best companies I've ever worked with, actually. I've learned a number of things along the way. Probably the most important thing that was changing the way in which I worked was to make sure that everyone involved in a change process, in a transformational process, was engaged and was communicated to before we put the process in place. I think I've made more notes at this summit than I've made in many conferences I've been to, because all of the speakers have been really eloquent, really engaging, and you can tell that they had so much experience. They're speaking from the heart, and so actually what they're saying makes complete sense in a very simplistic way. Things that I know that I will absolutely try and implement in the way that I run my sales training effectiveness program.